Good morning, everyone. Well, what you're about to see is sort of a cut and paste job of editing on my beading video. Unfortunately, it was an user error in that part of, or the first day's half of the video was not within the camera range. When I zoomed the camera in, it changed where I could place things, and I didn't have them in the right place, and you didn't see anything except a piece of a tool occasionally. So I will explain what you missed, and then we'll show you what I could get on camera, and we'll take it from there. Hopefully by next Friday I will have mastered the technique a lot better. It's a different thing when you're trying to do the jewelry because you're trying to be very close up, as opposed to when you're doing a wreath, you're being very far away, so everything shows up. So anyway, I hope you enjoy what I could salvage of these videos and the nice little items that we ended up making. So I will see you shortly. Okay, let's see a few of the things. Take a look at some of the things that I did make that you missed my making. First, let's start off with our purse bead chain.
Purse charm.
They really came out cute, and I will show you later on with it on the pocketbook. But isn't it pretty? With all the different beads on the chain. It does have the key ring as well as the lobster claw. So you can use it as a key ring chain or just to put on the purse. I also have this necklace that I made, and that's what I was trying to make on camera, although that's the candy package. Candy package I showed before, that also is something you can hang on your purse or your keychain. And the necklace is a focal bead necklace with some extension beads on the bottom. And that's what I was trying to make yesterday. Unfortunately, it was not within camera range and you couldn't see anything I was doing. But that came out quite nice, and I was able to then take some of these same beads and create some drop earrings that will match the chain, and you will see those on later. So that's what I've been looking at. Now the last one I was working on was a pair of drop earrings that has chains attached to the bottom of it. It was a really interesting technique of making a circle of the pearls and then adding the chains. And it is quite pretty when I figure out where to put it for the camera, and you can see. Okay. It is quite pretty, but it is long. And if it's going to be for me, those chains would hang right down on my chest. The earring really needs to be for somebody with a long neck. So I think I'm going to revise that and make either a smaller pearl with no dangles on the bottom and maybe just a pearl in the middle, or a focal stone in the middle of the pearls. But it was kind of fun to make. I hadn't made that technique in a while, and I will share that technique with you at a later date. When I figure out how it is I'm going to make it. But in the meantime, it was kind of fun. So today, we're going to start with something new, and we're going to be making a bracelet. And these are the stones that I got from Michaels. They're little roses, and they come with their own little spacer beads in between them. Unfortunately, the spacer beads in the
bracelet, so I have some Swarovski crystal.
Sorry, I messed up a minute here. The spacer beads and the roses aren't quite enough to make the bracelet. So I've added some Swarovski crystals, the little square ones you see, in between to make what is considered a standard bracelet, which is 8 inches long, 4 and 4 you'll see on the bottom of the board. So I lined them up the way I want them to show up on the bracelet. I also will be using a closure, which is a heart. Oh, that's a 19 gauge wire. And then I will be using a closure that is a heart and an arrow And once I get the package open, you'll see it. It is really quite pretty.
Here, I'll show you.
And these were all of the rage back when I was making jewelry before the type of closure these are. The arrow just goes through the heart and that closes the bracelet. You can see. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to start. I have
So what
some
I've done is I've just laid
crimp
this
beads
out the way
also.
I think it should be on the
And
bead string.
we're going to start
And
threading
what I'm
these
gonna do
beads on the wire
is
and get busy making our bracelet.
find my
Back in a minute.
okay, that's a bead stopper. Keeps the beads from falling off the other end. So what I'm going to do is put that on this end of the cord. And I'm going to bring out more cord than I need. I was going to make the elastic bracelet, but the cord I had is cord that I got and had in Florida. And you know what happens to elastic in Florida? It just disintegrates. And that's what happened to that. So I'm just going to start threading these on. I find the hole in these roses. There's one. And this is called the bead board that I have here, and it's just a board that you can lay all your beads out to work, to design what you want to have them do, but also to keep them in these little compartments so that they don't roll off the table. So, boy, I tell you, when I was making those, you could really tell that I am very stale. It's going to take me a little while to get this techniques back down again. I used to have a lot of Swarovski crystals, and I still had some in my box. Spacer. I'm going to continue putting these on, and I don't talk much when I'm doing it, so I will go off camera and then come back on when I've got the rest of them on the string. So I'll see you in just a minute. Okay, I have them all on a string, and I'm going to start at this end, and I'm going to put on what's called a crimp bead. which is tiny teeny. Okay, and then I'm going to put on 1/2 of this clasp, which is the heart section. Then I'm going to come back and go through that crimp bead again and tighten it down to okay. Now I'm going to take my crimp pliers, they have little teeth like on them, and I'm just going to squeeze that crimp bead okay. Now I'm going to take this wire and I'm going to go back down through just a couple of these beads. I'll just pull it out. And now I can cut it off. And then you have the clasp on one end. So now we'll go to the other end. Put on another crimp bead. The other half of the closure, which is like an arrow, because it's a Cupid's arrow. And we'll bring these beads down to where they're comfortably tight but not buckling. Going to bring this back through the crimp bead. We are. Get my crimp pliers again. Okay, put this through a couple of these Bring it out. And there you go. I have to bring it up to me to put it on. There you go. And here's the clasp. See, it's an arrow going through a heart. And I have a few left over, so guess what they'll be? A matching pair of earrings. This could be a little smaller, actually. But it's okay. For having not made one in a long time, I don't really remember the exact measurements that I used. I could have measured again, but I didn't. But anyway, so we'll use that one, and then we'll make you a pair of earrings, and I'll show you those when I get them done. So that's my project for today. That was an on-again, off-again video. And I'm going to take these upstairs and show you what some of them look like when they're on, because that's the only way you can really tell. So I'll be back in just a couple of minutes upstairs. Hold on. Okay, here I am. And here's the blue earrings. I'm going to have to step up so you can see the necklace. It's nice. Very nice. So that makes a nice set. And of course, the bracelet we just made. Now let me just see if I can put this one earring in. You'll get an idea of what I'm talking about. Well, maybe. And you see, the pearls themselves are okay, but see that these chains are down here. And if I put beads on the end of those, they'd be down, draped on my chest somewhere. So I think what I'm going to do is just take the chains off and maybe make a smaller pearl circle, because I like the pearls. And then of course we have bag charm. So there you go. There's the first foray in a lot of years into beading, jewelry making. And I really enjoyed it. I haven't really figured out the proper way to film it yet, because I'm not used to having to film it. But I will be working on that, and we're going to continue to try to practice and make some different things. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed this somewhat convoluted, upside down, broken up, in and out video. But I had fun. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. If you've got suggestions, I'm open because it's been a long time since I've done jewelry making. But I will see you again on the weekend for a cook with me. We're going to change it up a little bit this weekend. I think we're going to hit the sweet spot because we've been doing a lot of savory dishes, and we have a lot of more savory dishes to do coming with the fall season. But I thought we'd just sweeten our teeth a little bit.
I have a sweet tooth. Do you? So I'll see you then Sunday for Cook With Me. Until then, everybody have a great morning, noon, night, whatever it is for you. Stay safe, stay warm, stay dry, whatever it is you need. And everybody play nice now. Love ya. Bye-bye.